Something big is happening in Berlin, and it could save or destroy the Atlanta Falcons season. That's not clickbait. That's the truth. Because what's unfolding right now behind closed doors, from our locker room tension to our head coach's latest outburst, might be the most dramatic turning point we've seen in years. This isn't just another loss story. It's a battle for the soul of this team. And the way things go down this Sunday morning in Germany could change everything. The Falcons are standing on the edge. 3 straight losses. A city frustrated. A fan base holding its breath. And now, a storm is brewing, not in Atlanta, but across the ocean in Berlin. This isn't just another week on the schedule. This game feels like destiny calling. Head coach Raheem Morris is under fire, and not just from fans. Inside the locker room, the pressure is boiling. After that crushing loss to New England in Week 9, Morris didn't just show frustration, he lit a match. In front of cameras, microphones, and millions watching, he accused the Patriots of doing something that broke an unspoken rule, simulating our snap count. And that one moment changed everything. Because that mistake, Ryan Neuzil snapping the ball early, cost the Falcons 10 yards, a down, and their final shot at victory. The game slipped away, and so did a little more trust in the man calling the shots. But here's where it really gets messy. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel didn't hold back either. He fired back with a smirk, saying they'd never taught or even mentioned anything like that. In his words, what the heck is this guy talking about? And suddenly, it wasn't just about football. It was about leadership. About accountability. About what kind of team the Falcons really are when the lights burn brightest. Instead of standing tall and taking the hit, Raheem Morris started backpedaling faster than a corner trying to stop Tyreek Hill in open field. He said he didn't mean to accuse anyone, then blamed the miscommunication on Neuzil. The locker room fell silent. The trust started to crack. And this wasn't new behavior. It's a pattern. Remember after the bye week? The Panthers game? We didn't just lose, we got embarrassed. When reporters asked Morris about it, he didn't own it. Didn't turn it into motivation. He just brushed it off like it didn't matter. And that's the part that hurts the most. Because fans can handle losing. We've lived through heartbreak before. What we can't handle is seeing our coach run from responsibility when the team needs him to lead. Now, as the Falcons prepare to fly to Berlin, broken, doubted, desperate, this team faces more than just another opponent. They're facing their reflection. Their moment of truth. Will they rise up and fight for each other? Or will they keep pointing fingers until the season burns out completely? This game in Germany isn't just a matchup. It's a test of identity, and maybe the last chance for Raheem Morris to prove he still has control of this team. When a head coach stops taking responsibility, everything around him starts to fall apart. That's not just a football thing, that's a leadership thing. And right now, Raheem Morris is standing at the center of a storm he created. After that Snapgate mess, the jokes started rolling in. Reporters laughed, fans shook their heads, and even the players seemed unsure how to react. Morris tried to downplay it, saying, "I don't want to make it a Snapgate." But the damage was already done. You can't throw out an accusation like that after a loss and expect everyone to just forget. Because here's the truth, Falcons fans, when your coach points fingers instead of owning up, it spreads like wildfire. That kind of attitude trickles down from the top. The players see it. They feel it. And suddenly, you don't have accountability in your locker room anymore, you have blame. One guy starts blaming another. One unit starts blaming the next. Before you know it, everyone's protecting their pride instead of protecting the football. And that's how teams collapse. That's how losing streaks turn into lost seasons. Now, nobody's saying Morris needs to be fired tomorrow morning. But let's be honest, if this continues, if we see another blowout to a team the Falcons should be beating, those conversations are going to start fast. And the front office won't hesitate to make a move if they believe this team has lost its voice in the locker room. But while all this drama is unfolding, there's another storyline that might be even more painful to watch: the Falcons' kicker chaos. And chaos doesn't even begin to describe it. This season's kicking situation has been a full-on circus, elephants, fire, and all. First, it was Parker Romo, the guy who had one job: hit an extra point to tie the game. Not a 50-yarder in freezing rain. Not a miracle kick in the wind. Just a regular extra point. And he missed. That single miss slammed the door on a chance to tie the Patriots and maybe steal a game we desperately needed. In a season hanging by a thread, that kind of mistake feels like heartbreak in slow motion. The team didn't wait long. By Tuesday, Romo was gone. Cut. Just like that. The Falcons said, "Thank you for your time," and sent him packing. Because when you're fighting for playoff survival at 3-5, you can't afford kickers who crumble under pressure. Then came the next twist: Zane Gonzalez. Signed on Wednesday. Our third kicker of the season. Let that sink in, week 10. Third kicker. That's not bad luck anymore, that's an identity crisis at one of the simplest positions in football. It's wild when you remember how this all started with Younghoe Koo, one of the most consistent kickers in the entire league. The guy was ice cold under pressure, until injury took him out. Then Romo tried to step in and fill his shoes, but the moment was too big. Now Gonzalez walks in, calm and experienced, but he's stepping into a mess. Still, his words hit deep. I'm friends with Koo. I'm friends with Romo. You never root for someone's downfall, but it's a business. I'm excited for my opportunity. That's the harsh reality of the NFL: friendship ends where the game begins. Because in this league, every play, every kick, every snap could be your last chance to prove you belong. So here we are, a team searching for accountability, a coach trying to quiet the noise, and a new kicker trying to save what's left of a season that's slipping away. The weight on Zane Gonzalez's shoulders isn't just heavy, it's crushing. One missed kick, one slip, and friendships fade, replaced by the cold, unforgiving business of the NFL. The last guy didn't make it past one critical miss. Now Gonzalez steps into that same pressure cooker, knowing every eye is on him, every breath held as he lines up for the game-deciding moment. Atlanta is sliding, 3 games down in a row, a team desperate for a spark. And now, they're flying halfway across the world, touching down in Berlin to face a 7-2 Colts squad on fire, a team brimming with confidence, swaggering with momentum, led by the league's top running back. Every play, every snap, every kick carries the weight of fate. Gonzalez could be a hero or the next name on a long list of struggles. This is the NFL, raw and unfiltered. Not for the faint of heart. And then there's the setting: Berlin, Olympic Stadium, a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff that feels more like punishment than opportunity. The league is pushing global, expanding its footprint, but for the players, it's jet lag, strange fields, strange fans, and early morning fatigue. Coach Raheem Morris summed it up in his own brutally honest way: everybody's going to be miserable, but it is what it is. Let's embrace this misery and enjoy it. Not exactly a rousing pep talk, but it's real. It's the truth every player will feel as they step onto that alien turf. Mental toughness is no longer optional, it's survival. The Colts have the rhythm of a team on the rise, 4 wins in their last 5, confidence radiating from every snap. They plan to push, to dominate, to test Atlanta's broken edges. And yet, for a team crawling out of a 3-game slump, there's one of 2 paths: collapse further into despair, or rise, claw, and fight with a fire that surprises everyone, including themselves. There is no middle ground. Atlanta sits at a crossroads, 3-5, watching playoff dreams slip like sand through fingers. Berlin isn't just a game, it's a chance at redemption. A place where the offensive line might finally stand tall, where Gonzalez could become a legend with every kick, where Kirk Cousins could remind everyone why he belongs under center, where the defense could find the answers they've been searching for all season. Or, it could be the moment everything unravels. The losing streak stretches. Confidence shatters. Hope dies in front of an international audience. There's something electric about these international games. European fans don't care about records, rivalries, or stats, they just want to witness NFL football. Their excitement fills the stadium, alien yet intoxicating, strange but unforgettable. It's a high-stakes arena, both thrilling and unforgiving, a place where heroes are made or broken. And as Atlanta prepares to face the Colts, one thing is crystal clear: Berlin could define this team's season, one way or another. The timing is brutal. It's early. It's strange. It's surreal. But for Atlanta, it's also an incredible chance, a stage to show the world exactly what this team is made of. Picture it, a Sunday morning in Berlin, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the city still waking up, and our Falcons stepping onto the field with everything on the line. Here's the truth, when that whistle blows, you're going to see one of two realities unfold. Either a team rising from the ashes, clawing their way back into playoff contention with fire in their eyes, or a team unraveling, lost in the shadows of their own mistakes, staring down the barrel of a lost season. The stakes couldn't be higher. A head coach under pressure, needing to show leadership without pointing fingers. A new kicker, Zane Gonzalez, walking into a spotlight hotter than most players ever face, one miss, and history repeats itself. An offensive line patched together, holding on with grit, determination, and sheer willpower. A defense tasked with slowing one of football's most dominant running backs. And a roster desperate for a victory, one small spark that could ignite belief, hope, and momentum. Every single ingredient is here for a story of redemption or disaster. The Colts won't make it easy. Confidence radiates from every player on that roster. They have the tools, the talent, and the rhythm to crush us. But if there's one thing Atlanta knows, it's how to embrace a challenge, how to fight back when no one gives you a chance. We live for comeback stories. We thrive on redemption arcs. We take the doubters' sneers and turn them into fuel. So set your alarms. Make the coffee. Get ready to witness football in a way you've never seen before. This game in Berlin isn't just another matchup, it's a turning point. This is where Raheem Morris either proves he belongs at the helm of this team or falters under pressure. Where our injured players either grit through pain to make a difference or are sidelined helplessly. Where Gonzalez could rise as the hero this team desperately needs or fade into the cycle of missed kicks. Where the defense can stand tall and dictate the game or crumble under a relentless Colts attack. Everything is on the line. Every snap, every run, every pass carries the weight of the season. The playoff hopes, the pride, the redemption, everything hangs in the balance. Whether you're bracing for a miraculous turnaround or fearing the worst, this isn't a game you can skip. The drama, the stakes, the tension, it's all here. Berlin isn't just a city this Sunday, it's the stage where the Falcons' fate is decided.